All right. Well, before we start stretching and exercising, let's make sure that we get warmed up. So sit up nice and tall or stand tall. I'm going to do a lot of these from sitting and then give you the verbal modification for standing or show you just because otherwise I cut my whole body off and then you can't see what I'm doing. So sit up nice and tall. Give yourself some shoulder rolls. Start some forward shoulder rolls. And then switch directions. Go backwards, really opening up that chest. Rolling those shoulders. Awesome. Keep going. Couple more. Give yourselves a few little moves. Alternate. Get them warmed. Nice. Wherever you're at, some nice knees to chest. So if you're sitting on the ground, legs in, bring one up. Hug it in. If you're standing, just bring it on up. Watch your balance. Roll out that ankle a little, one direction, switch directions, roll out the other side. Awesome. And then we're going to take circles with the knees so that you get a little rotation in the hips. So you'll start in, up to the chest, out to the side. So half circles with the hips. Clockwise, I guess that would be. Make sure your core is engaged though through this so that it supports the low back, the pelvis, the hip. Switch directions. I don't know about for some of you, but for me, if I don't engage my core, I get pops in my low back and in through my pelvis and my hips. So switch legs now, up and around. And it works better for me if everything is in line. And then switch directions. Nice. All right. Sit up nice and tall or a little warm. I'm going to grab the timer. We're going to go for some punches forward here. So hands up, either standing or sitting. We're going to go through a little boxing series. So punching forward, and then we're straight forward. Then the next will be across your body. And then we're going to go up towards the ceiling uppercut. Okay? So I'll call those out. So here we go. Sit up tall. Start with forward jabs, punch. You pick your speed and intensity you are punching with. Cross body. Get a little trunk rotation in. Core is engaged if you're sitting or standing. Up. Punch up to the ceiling. For cuts. For 3, 2, 1. Drop those shoulders down away from your ears. Right arm comes across your chest for a stretch through that back of the shoulder. Make sure your shoulder isn't touching your ear. Drop it down first, then draw your arm across your body and give it a hug. Yes. Roll out that wrist. Open up your arms really wide out to the side. Other arm across your body, shoulders down. Roll out that wrist. Nice. All right. Breath in here, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, side body stretch over to one side. Breathe in, exhale, bring it up. Stretch even longer, and then exhale over to the other side. Sit nice and tall. We're going to go again with that boxing series. So I'll call out switches throughout. So we're going to start with the forward jabs, cross, and then up. Here we go. Forward. Cross. Switch it up. Punch up, uppercuts. Back to forward. Cross. up, forward, up, cross, forward, hold it here for 3, last 2, last 1, breath in and out. All right, shoulders stay down away from your ears. We're gonna start without resistance, and then you can add resistance as you choose. Go through a series of shoulder strengthening and exercises here. So eyes, Y's, and T's. I do kind of shoulder hundreds, is what I like to call them. We're not gonna do 100 reps today, but a lot of times I do this in series of sets of 100. So smaller muscles, more reps. So shoulders down, thumbs up to the ceiling. You're gonna start with your hands down by your hips, straight arms, extend up in a Y, up to the ceiling. If you're doing the YMCA, arms are out slightly in front of you, like it's a 45-degree angle from your shoulder. Thumbs up, stay active from shoulders to fingertips. Exhale, and down. Nice, keep going. Make sure you stay long. You should feel that shoulder blade moving though on your back as you rotate your arms up and down. We're gonna do 3 more here. Last 2. 1. Nice. Arms, palms go down. Arms straight out in front of you. Out to the side like a T. Backward circles here. Good. Keep active all the way through those fingertips. Really pulling your arms to opposite walls. Pause. Keep that tension. Squeeze your arms together in front of you. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and pull your arms back out. Shoulder circles here. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms down. Arms are going to come down to your sides, elbows glued to their sides where you would carry your laundry basket or a kid right there on your hips. And they stay at 90-degree angles, and then you're going to rotate them out. So external rotation here. If you have a band, you can put a band between your hands on this one and give yourself a little extra stretch. So that would be here. Make sure your elbows stay glued to your sides. Sometimes it helps if you're having a hard time feeling where that is, if you put a washcloth or a towel between your elbow and your side so that you know you've gone too far, like out to the side, if that washcloth falls down. We're focusing on that external rotation of your shoulder, not into your chest. So it's a small movement. 3 more. 2, 1. Nice. Shoulder roll. How's everyone feeling? Those feel okay? Got some thumbs up from people I can see. So added resistance on this one. If you want, we're going to do either with a band or a stretching strap. You can do this without. We're going to just open up the arms. So I put my band on my hands in front of me, about shoulder distance apart. So narrow up your hands a little bit more than you think you might want. Arms are going to come up overhead, and then they're going to come out into a goal post. And give yourselves a big stretch here. And then back up to the ceiling, down in a goal post. Keep those wrists strong. Up, down again. You can do this with or without bands. You could use a belt for a strap just to give yourself a little stretch. Good. All right, come back down. Drop those shoulders. If you have a band, put it around your back. If you have weights, hold them in your hand. If you've got nothing, then that's okay too. Body weight is fantastic. We're gonna go back through that couple punches here. So we're just gonna do punching forward with the bands behind our back so we get the little extra resistance this time. So here we go. Drop those shoulders down, cores engaged, punch forward. Nice, keep it going. Keep that core engaged. Cross, body cross here, cross punches. Get that trunk rotation into this one. Really working that core and your upper. Nice. Last 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Excuse me. All right. So those eyes wide tees that we just did, you can do this again with a band. If you're sitting down, I will often sit on the band to give myself resistance as we go up in those Ys that we did at the beginning of class just a minute ago. If you're standing or sitting in a chair, you can put it underneath your feet to give yourself some extra resistance. If you want like extra challenge and you're standing, then you put it underneath your bottom and you do a squat, and you do it with keeping the band still while you stay in a squat. All right, so arms down at your side, shoulders down, thumbs up. We're gonna go up in those Ys with resistance this time, back down. The nice thing about bands is it forces you to control the motion in every direction. So make sure it feels like you're resisting the band as you're coming back down. Awesome, keep going. If you ever feel like your shoulders are starting to creep up to your ears or you've just lost your form, it's better to stop, reset, and start again than to push through with bad form. You have a greater risk of injury if you keep going with bad form. Last 2, last 1. Whew, you guys should probably feel the burn after that. All right, bands here in your hands. We're gonna go to external rotation first. So band or weights, nothing. Elbows at 90-degree angles, glued to your side, and rotate out. Thumbs are up on this one. If you haven't caught on to the theme yet, thumb up position is the best kind of position for your shoulder. So if you're ever feeling a twinge in your shoulder at all, check where your arm is. Let's get a couple more external rotations in. Elbows stay glued to your side. Nice. Last 3, 2, hold this one out. Get a little extra stretch, pull a little bit more, see if you got a little bit more range there. Hold, keep pushing out. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shoulder rolls, relax. A little bit of a burn there with your shoulders. Next, we're gonna do either sit on the band again. We're gonna go straight up in front of you, and then we're gonna go out to the side, shoulder circles, back in front and down. Give you a second to get set up. Engage that core. Nice. So in this one, because we're not going above the shoulders, palm down is fine. It feels wonky at all on your shoulders, go thumbs up. So palms down, shoulders down, lift straight arms out in front of you. Squeeze those shoulder blades, bring those arms out to the side. Circles here, backwards. Nice. going. Last 3, 2, hold out straight. Squeeze back in front of you. Circles one direction here with your arms straight out in front. Drop those shoulders away from your ears. Core should be engaged. Pause, push forward just a little bit more. Switch directions. Keep breathing. Pause. Squeeze your arms back out wide. Hold. Bring them back straight in front of you. Slowly back down and release. Nice. How's everyone's shoulders feeling? Feeling a little burn? So everyone does a lot of stuff with our shoulders and our arms all the time. You got to make sure that you're protecting those rotator cuffs, strengthening your littler muscles up in your shoulders. It's not just all about overhead presses and push-ups. We want to strengthen the whole thing. So those are really great warm-up exercises for paddling, climbing, hand cycling, whatever we're doing. Little breaks, keep those shoulders strong. So shoulders down, open those arms up, stretch one arm across your body again. Awesome. Keep breathing, open those arms back up, and then pull the other side across. Breath in and out. Awesome. Nice. All right, we'll give those shoulders a break. Let's go on and get a few minutes in on your hips. So we did some circles with them earlier. So if you are standing, we're going to warm them back up with some high knees. If you are sitting, just bring your knees in one at a time as you can. And your pace for what you can do here. All right, here we go. For 3, 2, 1. So knees up to your chest. So high stepping and marching, whatever you've got. If you're doing one leg at a time, we'll do this twice to make sure that we stay even with everyone. Last 3, 2, 1. Catch your breath. Breathe in. All right, if you were sitting and we're switching legs, if you were standing and doing this, see if you can't be a little bit lighter on your toes this time. Everybody, engage that core, engage the low back. Start off here with that. Take a breath, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Other side, or same exercise. Keep going, get those hips going. As high as you can up to the chest. Core engaged. Last 3, 2, 1. Nice. Breathe in and out. Take your right leg. If you're sitting, it'll be a figure 4 across. You can lay down and do this as well. Feel free to do it in standing. Watch your balance. So you're going to do a figure 4 here. Sit up tall with a flat back, hinge forward over top. We're going to try to keep your leg as parallel to the ground as possible, wherever your hip is at. If you need to give a little extra pressure, you can here. I like to stabilize on my ankle with one elbow and the other. You can draw your leg. If you are laying down, you can draw it into your chest. You should feel it back here on the back of your leg, in through your glutes. Nice. And then switch sides. Figure 4 on the other side. One side's probably tighter than the other. Nice. And again, like I said, I like to give myself a little extra, even a little bit of a pull from your hip, kind of a little self-massage to help release from your hip all the way down towards your knee. It gives a little bit more traction through this area and a little bit different stretch. So play around with that, where you place your hands, where you're pulling. Good. All right. So I'm going to show you guys a stretch for your hamstring. I'm going to move the operation down to the ground. So last stretch here is I'm going to grab a band, a strap. You can do this with a belt, but I want to encourage you to do this stretch with a strap, because it gives you a little bit more to it. Because a lot of times when we are in the ground and we put our leg up, our leg often is bent because we don't get that full stretch. And what we want to do on this hamstring stretch is mimic how you're going to be walking on the ground, which that is your foot is going to be flat. So I put the strap around the ball of my foot. You can just do this here in sitting and just stay straight without lying down. Pull those toes back. You can do both at the same time or one at a time. Really gets in there. And then hinge forward with a flat back. Okay, so this should feel a little different, and play around with where your foot is. This is going to be the same. I'm not running out of time, but I'm going to show you this one real quick last. It'll be the same as if you're laying on the ground here and you are doing an overhead stretch. And when you do that, my foot is control and I pull up on the strap. So you really get into your hamstrings a lot more. We avoid the strap a lot because we're like, well, I can do this without, I don't need it. But you really get a lot more out of it if you do the strap. So definitely encourage you to play around with that. We'll spend a whole nother session doing lower body stretches and some floor exercises. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that this Thursday, all right? So, Friday, sorry, Friday. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm teaching at Chanda, so if anyone's in the Denver area. Terrific, well, thank you all so much. If does anyone have any questions, leave them here in the chat. You can reach out to me if you ever need anything, further modifications, or have requests for workouts.
Thank you, Nicole. We appreciate it.
Of course. Pleasure. Nice work, everyone.
Thanks, Nicole.